Hey there, America. Did you recently find an unexpected deposit in your bank account? Maybe you were just going about your day, checking your balance, and suddenly, there it was, a mysterious sum of money that you weren't expecting. One with a whole bunch of numbers after it, like you just won a tiny lottery. It's the kind of surprise that makes you do a double take, maybe even rub your eyes to make sure you're not dreaming. Well, hold on to your hats because that might be the Social Security Administration trying to quietly slip you some cash. Yes, you heard that right. The SSA, the same folks who send you those monthly checks, might have just sent you a little extra. But before you go booking that cruise, let's unpack why the SSA might be suddenly feeling generous. You see, it's not every day that the government decides to give out extra money, so there's got to be a reason behind it. We know what you're thinking. The government messed up and actually gave me more money than usual? That's un-American. It's almost like finding a unicorn in your backyard. But believe it or not, it does happen. Well, strap in, folks, because this is about to get as clear as a mud pie fight. The truth is, the SSA has been dealing with some issues, and those issues have led to some unexpected windfalls for people like you. Turns out the SSA has been a bit naughty with our money. And by naughty, I mean they've been making some errors that have gone unnoticed for quite some time. And by a bit naughty, I mean they've been underpaying some folks for almost 2 years. That's right, for nearly 2 years, some people have been receiving less money than they were supposed to. Now, I'm no mathematician, but underpaying people for that long, that's a pretty significant oversight. Imagine budgeting your life around a certain amount of money only to find out you were supposed to get more all along. That's more than just a typo. It's a major blunder. It's like finding out you've been wearing mismatched socks for 2 years and nobody told you. That's like accidentally wearing your pants on your head for 2 years kind of mistake. So, if you found a surprise deposit in your account, take a moment to celebrate, but also take a moment to understand why it's there. The SSA is trying to make things right, even if it took them a while to get there. After what I can only assume was a very awkward internal audit, the SSA finally admitted to a teeny tiny error in their calculations. This wasn't just any minor mistake, it was a blunder of epic proportions. And by teeny tiny error, I mean a massive screw-up that affected millions of Americans. Imagine waking up one day to find out that your expected benefits have been slashed, and you have no idea why. Apparently, back in January 2024, someone over at the SSA forgot to carry the one, or maybe they sneezed on the abacus. It's almost comical, if it weren't so tragic. Whatever happened, it resulted in a whole lot of people getting shortchanged on their benefits. For many, these benefits are a lifeline, and the error has caused significant distress. Now the SSA is scrambling to make things right, but let's be honest, this whole situation is about as reassuring as a used car salesman with a halo. The trust in the system has been severely shaken. People are spending hours on hold, trying to get answers. The phone lines are jammed, and the website is crashing under the weight of countless inquiries. Deadlines for bills and payments are looming, and the uncertainty is causing panic. Some are even considering drastic measures to make ends meet. Legal experts are advising affected individuals on their rights and potential actions they can take. Lawsuits are being filed, and the situation is becoming increasingly complex. News outlets are covering the story extensively, adding to the public outcry. The pressure on the SSA to resolve this issue quickly and efficiently is mounting. There is a glimmer of hope, though. The SSA has promised to rectify the error and compensate those affected. But for now, the road to recovery seems long and uncertain. So, who exactly is getting these surprise payments? Well, if you're receiving Social Security retirement benefits, supplemental security income, Social Security disability insurance, or even certain Veterans Affairs benefits, you might want to check your bank account again. Just saying. The average adjustment payment is around $642, but some lucky ducks could receive up to $9,200. Of course, others might only get a measly $1,800. And let's be honest, in this economy, $1,800 is barely enough to cover a trip to the grocery store. The SSA says they're sending out payments through direct deposit or by good old-fashioned paper checks. You know, like we're living in the Stone Age. They're prioritizing the folks who were underpaid the most and for the longest time. Most people should see the money in their accounts by the end of June 2025. But hey, this is the government we're talking about. Don't be surprised if it takes a little longer. In the meantime, maybe consider taking up knitting or learning to play the banjo. It'll help pass the time while you wait for your money. Section 5. Didn't get your payment? Here's what to do. If you're pretty sure the SSA owes you some back payments, but your bank account is looking as empty as a politician's promises, don't panic. There are steps you can take. First things first, check your bank statements and keep an eye out for any official-looking letters from the SSA. If you still don't see anything, you can call them directly at 1-800-772-1213 or visit your local SSA office. Just be prepared to wait on hold for a while or brave the lines. It's all part of the thrilling experience of dealing with government bureaucracy. Section 6. Ripple Effect. How these payments could impact other benefits. Now here's where things get a little tricky. These surprise payments could affect other benefits you might be receiving. I know, it's like trying to untangle a pair of headphones that's been in your pocket all day. For example, if you're on SSI, this extra cash could mess with your eligibility for Medicaid or other assistance programs. And for those of you lucky enough to be in a higher tax bracket, well, let's just say the IRS might be sending you a love letter next year. Happy Valentine's Day indeed. Section 7. The taxman cometh planning for the unexpected windfall. Speaking of taxes, this unexpected windfall could come back to bite you in the tax return. That's right, folks, the government giveth, and the government taketh away. So, before you go on a spending spree, consult with a tax professional to see how this might affect your tax liability. Because there's nothing more un-American than owing the government more money, especially when it was their mistake in the first place. Section 8. Rest assured, the SSA promises accurate payments going forward. The good news is, the SSA swears they've fixed the error and implemented some newfangled systems to prevent this from happening again. They promise that future payments, including the cost of living adjustment for 2025, will be accurate. Of course, we'll believe it when we see it. In the meantime, maybe it's best to keep a close eye on your bank statements and any correspondence from the SSA. Just to be safe. Section 9. Hold on! The SSA's new clawback policy explained. This new policy is causing quite a stir among beneficiaries, and for good reason. Okay folks, just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, the SSA drops another bombshell. A new clawback policy. That's right. The Social Security Administration has introduced a new rule that could significantly impact your finances. This new clawback policy means that if you receive an overpayment, the SSA will take back the entire amount. That's right. If you think the government is just going to let you keep any overpayments, you're dreaming. The SSA is serious about reclaiming any extra funds that were mistakenly paid out. Starting March 27, 2025, any new overpayments will be subject to a 100% clawback. This means that if you receive more money than you're entitled to, the SSA will withhold your entire monthly check until the overpayment is fully recovered. Imagine the impact this could have on your monthly budget. For many, Social Security benefits are a crucial part of their income. Losing an entire month's check could be devastating. That means they can withhold your entire monthly check until they've recovered the overpayment. This could leave many people in a difficult financial situation, struggling to make ends meet without their expected benefits. Now, if you received an overpayment before March 27th, you're somewhat safe. The SSA will only withhold 10% of your benefits to recover the overpayment. While this is still a significant amount, it's not as drastic as the 100% clawback for new overpayments. They'll only withhold 10% of your benefits. This means that if you were overpaid in the past, you won't lose your entire check, but you'll still see a reduction in your monthly benefits until the overpayment is repaid. But still, not exactly reassuring, is it? Even a 10% reduction can be a significant hit, especially for those on a fixed income. It's important to be aware of these changes and plan accordingly. So, there you have it, folks. The SSA's latest attempt to navigate the complex world of, actually doing their job. It's crucial to stay informed about these changes and understand how they might affect you. The SSA's latest attempt to navigate the complex world of, actually doing their job. This new policy is just one of many changes that could impact your benefits, so it's important to stay on top of any updates. Stay vigilant, America, and always read the fine print. Make sure you understand your benefits and any potential changes that could affect them. Knowledge is power, and staying informed is the best way to protect yourself.